Hi, it's Ursula from ursula-smith.com, and I had this piece of cardstock that I had painted some copper paint on and then come through and patinaed it, and it actually looked really cool. And then I went to try and fix it, couldn't find my spray fixative, tried a different sealer, and totally blew away most of the patina other than this in this little corner, and kind of wrecked the background. The background's pretty kind of blotchy and whatever. So rather than cutting it up or throwing it out or whatever, I decided to continue in my series of experiments with different mediums on Yupo paper so that I can color the Yupo paper with the Distress spray stains and oxide sprays. So I decided this time I was going to try clear gesso. So I'm using the Liquitex version of it. And rather than just doing them separately, I'm going to try and do this as a twofer. I may blow away the impression left by these cutouts, but I'm going to give it a shot right now. They're not taped down, so I may have trouble getting a clear impression. So I'm just going to spread some clear gesso across the top. Yeah, this is probably not going to work great. It's very liquidy, so trying to use the cutouts with this medium may be a little more difficult. But we'll give it a shot, and I can always paint over it if I don't like the coverage. That's interesting. I was expecting that maybe the rest of the patina would lift off, but it looks like it's staying there okay. So I may be able to salvage. And the reason I'm using the clear is I wanted, just in case this was going to work, I wanted that patina to kind of show through. So, all right, that's pretty blotchy. I may come through and smooth it. I'm not so sure what I want to do here, so I may just use my fingers a little bit. But you kind of get the idea. So I'm doing the same thing that I did in my other experiments with Yupo paper, and I used clear gesso and light molding paste in the past. So let's just kind of feather that out, and I'm going to leave it like that for now. So I'm going to leave it, let it dry, and when it dries I will be back. Hi, I'm back, and the clear gesso has dried on both the backgrounds and the little Yupo pieces that I wanted to try with the coming back over with the Distress oxide sprays and the Distress spray stains on top. So the background's going to be a little bit different because it's got a dark background, so the spray stains won't more than likely show up that much on the dark background, but the Distress oxide sprays should show up. So I'm going to play around spraying combinations of those on both pieces. And this time I may actually leave these pieces in place so that I can kind of save that dark background in those areas. I'd really love to save this part here, so I'm wondering if I can put something over it to protect it. I don't really want to do something that's geometric. I don't know if I can tear or cut this. Let me try. Yeah, that's small enough. That was just repositionable tape. I'm going to go off camera and see if I can find something to cover that spot, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm just using a little piece of parchment paper there. So I'm going to come back over. I'm going to spray first with some Distress oxide sprays because that will show up better on the darker background. This is, once again, Mermaid Lagoon, probably one of my favorite colors. And so I'm going to spritz with those first. And we can see that it does show up. And again, don't forget to wipe your pump before you put it away. That is Shabby Shutters, and then somewhere I have, I just sprayed it all over my rusty hinge. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is do a little of the Distress Spray Stains just to see what that does, especially on top of the Yupo cutouts. Give a little bit of color to that. That was Mermaid Lagoon peeled paint. And now I'm going to come back over the top with some of the Rusty Hinge oxide spray. So I will go off and let that dry. And we shall see what we have when everything is dry. And I will be back. Hi, I'm back. And the spray stains have dried on top of the clear gesso. Kind of a cool effect. So because I use the oxide sprays, that will cover a dark background, and so but you can still see kind of the dark background coming through. And because I used the cutouts on top when I sprayed, I was able to protect that dark background, the original darkness. Where I placed the parchment paper on top of the patina that I had originally, you can see it kind of smeared it off. So I probably will come back in with the Distress Oxide spray in the Mermaid Lagoon. That you can see right here. So that's pretty similar to the patina that I had going on there. So I'll probably just spritz that little area. But other than that, I really love the way that came out. So once again, that is clear gesso on top of a painted background, and then the Yupo paper cutouts, which is actually, that's actually what I was going for, was to test the clear gesso out on the Yupo paper. That worked equally as well. So I would say that Liquitex clear gesso was a win-win on both these experiments, and so I will probably use that again in the future. So once again, thanks for joining me for this experiment, and we'll see you next time.